Hey everybody, it's TJR. It's time for another recent acquisitions video. If you've never seen one of these on my channel before, these are videos where I just talk about some of the recent music and media that I've acquired and that I'm going to be consuming, and kind of get your input as to what maybe I might cover and talk about in future videos. Although there is going to be one particular album I'm going to talk about today that I'm definitely going to be reviewing in more detail in a future video, without a doubt. But first, let's talk about the following. So first is Black Sabbath Volume 4. In my lifetime, I have owned the entire Black Sabbath catalog featuring the original band lineup, with the exception of this album. I've never heard Black Sabbath Volume 4. I'm not kidding you. I never have. Hey, there's lots of classic movies I haven't gotten around to yet either. And it strikes me as odd that I've owned the catalog for decades now, yet never heard this particular one. So I finally decided, why don't you get it? And so I picked it up just the other week on Amazon. This is part of the reissue series that they did about a year or so back. And I recently upgraded my entire Black Sabbath catalog to this reissue series. Even though it's not a new remaster, I bought them because I liked the expanded packaging that these featured. And also they're ridiculously inexpensive, $4 to $5 per release. I think some of them might be $6, but if you wait for the right moment, you'll get them really inexpensively on Amazon if you want to do that. At any rate, though, this does make me think about the fact that I might want to try to do a series called I've Never Heard. And in each one, I would review an album by a famous, well-known, legendary music artist that I've never heard before. And I think that would be interesting because I don't have the benefit of nostalgia to influence my review. I have a great deal of nostalgia for the entire original lineup Black Sabbath catalog. I don't have that with this album, so I think it would be fascinating to listen to it without that particular, what's the word I'm looking at, filter, without that particular filter, the filter of nostalgia when I listen to it. So that might be something I might try doing, you know, I've never heard, and review well-known albums that I've never heard. Next, I want to talk a little bit about movie soundtracks. Movie soundtracks is not something I normally talk about on this channel when it comes to music, and I've been thinking maybe I should start. Sometimes I find really interesting and adventurous music within motion picture soundtracks. Once I get past the bombast of Hollywood blockbusters, I think sometimes you find really interesting things. Not too long ago, I did a little video about the film Jackie, which I highly recommended. But one of the things that I mentioned was how unique and intriguing the music soundtrack was. I'll probably be picking that up at some time soon, but maybe I will talk about soundtracks more often. But first, let me talk about this here. This is the soundtrack to the movie Waking Life. This is an animated film by director Richard Linklater. It came out in 2001. It's a film about this man, young man, who was just kind of walking around as unusual things happen to him, and he begins to wonder if he is in waking life or in dream life, or if he's just in a dream that he can't wake up from. Fascinating film. I really like it a lot, and maybe I will talk about that movie someday. But the soundtrack has always been very compelling, and so I'm really glad I got this. Interestingly enough, I couldn't find this on eBay. I thought maybe I'd find it on eBay pretty easily, but I couldn't. I was able to find it on Amazon very inexpensively, and so picked it up there. And so, who knows, maybe we'll talk about soundtracks more in the future. Also, while we're talking about soundtracks, I finally got a hold of this. This is the soundtrack to Twin Peaks Season 2. Not long ago, I did a video where I just discussed the various different Twin Peaks and Twin Peaks related soundtrack releases. And I did mention that this is kind of like the hard one to get, Season 2. It's not available on Amazon. It's not available on streaming services. And in my video that I did previously, I mentioned that you can find it on eBay, but everybody's asking for $50 or more for it. In fact, some are even asking like $75, $100 for it. Of course, I don't see anybody bidding on it, but that's what people are asking for. So I was kind of surprised to find it finally. Was able to get it from the UK for $25, and very small shipping charge, about $3 roughly to ship. So was really grateful for that. What really surprised me is I was expecting to get a used copy. This is brand new. It's still sealed in plastic. It's also a 2 CD set. And so this is the rest of the TV series music. There's the season 1 is very easy to get. You can get it anywhere. But this one, you just can't find anywhere. So I'm really glad I finally got a hold of this one. Looking forward to opening this one up. The jewel case was a little bit cracked here on the side here, but that's an easy fix. I can easily replace that. So glad to finally have gotten a hold of that. Wished I'd had this for when I did the Twin Peaks series, but glad I finally got it now. So finally now, the next thing that I have here is the recent re-release of Fleetwood Mac. Now, some people, of course, mistakenly refer to this as the first Fleetwood Mac album. It's not. It's the first Fleetwood Mac album with the lineup that most of us associate with Fleetwood Mac. And this is the album that preceded Rumors. It's a very good album, of course. And it's recently gotten an anniversary re-release where it's been released in a number of different formats. This is the 2 CD format. I'm definitely going to be reviewing this for a number of reasons. One, well, because generally I do cover these types of reissues whenever possible. But two, it wasn't that long ago when there was a previous reissue of this album. And so the big thing, of course, that was of a concern to me is how much difference is there from this new version to this older version from just a few years ago? Is this one worth getting? And what are you getting that you're not getting with this? And how much duplication is there between the two? Because these both feature bonus tracks. So I'll be getting into that as well for sure in a future video. I'm definitely going to be covering this, and this is the one I was talking about. At any rate, though, that's all for this particular recent acquisitions video. No other type of media, no movies this time, just all music. And what have you been acquiring lately? What have you been consuming lately? Please share. Let me know what you think of some of these ideas as far as, talking about soundtracks, a series called I've Never Heard, and this would be a great one for people to recommend things to me. Of course, don't be upset if I don't like the album as much as you do. But like I said, it's just an opinion. At any rate, though, looking forward to checking out your thoughts in the comment section. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Definitely be looking for my review of the anniversary release of Fleetwood Mac. Take care, everybody. Bye.